an art, to do advocacy and to sharing out the pains that people experience. Why do you think that is important?
Yeah, so for me, I think first of all, music makes very complex messages memorable and repetitive, right? When you make a song, people can sing it over and over and they can digest the message. And this message would help start conversation, whether it's in community or for our case in Uganda here, we're trying to send our message back to South Sudan. So I think that is one of the key barriers that I see music breaks. The second thing that I think why music is important is in other places, and specifically in the camp, when we did our first art project, we realized that there was a difficulty even with bringing people together for a workshop. And one of the reasons is that because of the conflict in South Sudan, a lot of the people who came to Uganda still had issues against each other, right? Tribe A would say Tribe B was responsible for the war, and so the reason why they are in Uganda. And there was a lot of tensions. People who read the news have seen the fights in Tika, in a village called Tika. We have seen a recent one in Chiradongo. When there's complex issues to do with coexistence, it's really sometimes difficult in the heat of the moment to bring people together and say, let's start a dialogue, let's start a workshop on this. And so with that, we find that music has helped break that barrier, right? And cut across the message without actually having to bring people together. And I just want to reflect back to 2017 when we did our first project called Peace Village. We realized this problem, this landscape. And so what we did is we brought musicians together. We organized this event, almost like a festival, called the Peace Village. And we brought all these communities together, people who otherwise wouldn't even look at each other in the face or talk to each other. And when we brought them together, we brought artists and poets and performers from all these different diverse communities. When these artists performed and talked about their stories, I think one of the stories that I want to mention specifically is that we had a guy from Chiradongo who came to Rhino Camp. He's a Dinka. And people from South Sudan know how intense the tension is between people who come from South Sudan, especially against the guys who run the government, or the Dinka tribe, who the president is Dinka. So there was a blame that was automatically placed on anyone who's Dinka, is that you guys are responsible for what? For the conflict. And so when this guy, a poet, came, sat on stage and told this story about how he got kidnapped on the way, how he almost lost his life, and how he's crying because he was a journalist and now he's a nobody in the camp. People who are not even from his tribe started crying. And for me, one of the importance is that emotional core, like how you're able to reach to people's emotions and tell a story and create a common ground. And for me, I felt like through the programs we did, like Fire, we were able to do that. And one of the things I want to mention is we did concerts, and these concerts were very instrumental in peace messaging. We bring a lot of people together. I think one of our biggest concerts were like over 2,000 people. And I believe, it's really hard to measure the impact of peace and behavior change, but I know for sure that the landscape of communities in the refugee camp is way different from what it was in 2016. People can talk to each other, people create art together, people eat together, and people are seeing the advantages of diversity, and I feel like that is really important, and I believe strongly that music helped kind of bring that common ground.
I believe that